Tell us a little bit about how SafePass works. I know that you have been testing it. How have those tests been going?
The test period has, I think, shocked all of us in the demand. As this pandemic lingers, there remains a burning need for tools and products to navigate it. And so when we put out the test, the download and the activation rate was as high as anything we've ever seen on Citizen. And the ability to upload a test, which we thought was not going to be very popular as an option, we had over 10,000 test submissions from people not even knowing what it was or what it did. They just started uploading their positive tests, which we found fascinating. So the demand is there, and we've spent the last 4 months really crafting the product and getting it to a place where we think it's ready for widespread adoption.
Now, an effort like this doesn't really work unless everyone literally is using it. So how do you plan to get that massive scale and government support when governments, at least in the United States, haven't been super supportive of the technological power of contact tracing?
Yeah, I think nobody's ever seen it work. There's no playbook for this. And smartphones are a new thing. Smartphones plus pandemic is a brand new combination. And I don't think people were in that risk-taking mindset. So what we did is we leveraged our safety network to find out for ourselves, would contact tracing work? We have our first government partnership in place, and we're securing others. We're open to working with governments, but really we can do this on our own. All we need to do is build an app that people download. It's really up to the users to download, join forces, do this together, and overcome this pandemic as a population. And the product is free. Anybody can download it. And you get a SafePass, you get safe tracing, you get symptom tracking that you can do with your friends, and you get at-home testing, where just right from your app, you can order an at-home test and get the result right from the app.
Now, at a time when other tech platforms haven't necessarily protected my data, my identity, how can you ensure that you will? There's a lot of legwork required here to participate. You need to send in a photo of yourself and your ID and your test result. What about the hesitation that some users might have?
Our mission is to keep our users safe, and that includes protecting their data. We take every measure and step possible to protect their data. Now, what you're describing, which is a upload of a driver's license, is only if you choose to upload a test that we did not fulfill. So if you go to the local drive-through or the local clinic and get a test and you want to put it into your SafePass, you have to put a picture of your ID. And we do that to protect the integrity of the system, making sure that if the contact tracing system is being generated based off positive test results, we want to make sure when you get a positive potential exposure notification, that was a result of an actual person who had COVID, which is the reason we have you upload the driver's license. Now, you upload the driver's license and the test result together, and we verify it. Now, if you take the test from Citizen, you don't have to do that. A box shows up, you do a saliva sample, you send it back. 24 hours later, you'll get a notification on your Citizen app that says your result is available. Now, the beauty of this system, the way it's been designed, is not only are you getting the positive notification if you are positive, but all of the people you may have potentially exposed are simultaneously sent the potential exposure notification with the location and time where they were potentially infected, allowing them to take a free test through Citizen. And we call that the testing tracing flywheel. With COVID, it's all about speed. And the integration of rapid at-home testing plus contact tracing connected and integrated into one system is, to us, a very viable solution for containment.
The Apple-Google notification system hasn't had a lot of traction. What are you doing differently? How do you intend to compete with that?
Yeah, we don't look at it as competition because we're all in this together. And we don't use the Apple-Google API. We started building the system before the API was announced, and we have built our own system that uses the architectural choices that we had for ourselves. But it's not a competitive thing. That solution was very much geared at governments looking to put out contact tracing systems. And it's not clear that governments have the wherewithal or expertise to build apps. Citizen is comprised of some of the greatest consumer app developers, designers, engineers in the industry. And you really need that kind of team, and also the back-end scale and security and infrastructure that we have at Citizen that I'm not sure governments know how to build.
Now, running a platform like this requires a lot of resources. I know you've said you're not going to profit on the data that users provide, but how are you making money? How are you sustaining this operation? And if you're not making money now, what's the long-term strategy to make money?
So right now it's all about growing extremely fast and keeping the cost low. Monetization is a strategy that we are now focused on. So the second half of the year, we are going to be announcing monetization products. Right now, the urgency is obviously around COVID. I'm happy to talk about the monetization products later. Today is all about SafeTrace, but you are right. Citizens' goals are to both grow and monetize.
Now, the Citizen app more popularly is known for alerting users about breaking news in your neighborhood, crime, fires, car accidents. You're using police scanner data to supply this information. What sort of trends are you seeing in that data?
Yeah, there's certainly been an uptick in crime and an uptick in usage of Citizen. As the world evolves, safety is becoming more of a priority for individuals and their families. And so Citizen is becoming more and more popular as that occurs. But Citizen is not a product. Citizen is a mission. Our mission is to make your world a safer place. And with that, when a threat comes along, even if it's biological, that's our mission. And so it was right in our wheelhouse to say, what can we do about COVID? That's the new safety issue that's top of mind for everybody. And it turns out all we have to do is add Bluetooth to our system, which has over 30% of New Yorkers are on Citizen. So if they all turned it on, we'd by far have the largest contact tracing system in the world, just in New York City alone. So it makes a lot of sense.
What are some future uses you could see for this product or mission, as you call it, given the power of contact tracing technology? Like, could it be used in the travel industry, or for other things, given that the danger and the risks from COVID-19 aren't going away for a long time?
We have more announcements to come over the next month and a half, but we have built a full suite of products. We're thinking about Thanksgiving. How do you get multi-generational families back together safely? We have products coming for that. How do you hang out with people? How do you have a classroom that's protected? We have products for that. So we have a full suite of consumer products that are coming along to solve many of those problems.
You can order a test through the Citizen app. What is your supply of tests like, and how are you able to supply all of these tests when so many people across the country can't get tested or can't get their results for weeks?
Yeah, so we integrate with multiple lab partners who do the actual testing. We simply fulfill the demand for the test. And we currently have one testing partner. We have not exhausted their supply of tests yet. We're in the process of integrating many more. Depending on the scale and the interest in this product, we'll continue ramping up that testing availability. But we do strongly believe that the easiest and most convenient way is to get an at-home test where you don't have to leave the comfort of your own home and you get the result right in your app.
And then what about the privacy implications of notifying everyone at once? Why not let users choose who they decide to notify?
You mean in terms of the potential exposures?
Right.
If you download a contact tracer, you're opting into a community and network of people who want to keep each other safe from COVID. And it's anonymously sent. It does not reveal your identity. It just says that you were potentially exposed to COVID. Here's the location, here's the time. You then can make a judgment. Was I wearing a mask? Was I social distancing? Was I at a birthday party where everybody said they were being safe and I took off my mask, and that's where the potential exposure occurred? So you can then make the judgment based on the location as to whether you think you should test and isolate.